Hey Bookish Babes, and welcome to the 12 Days of Vlogmas. For those that are new around here, my name's Rainy, I teach music, and I also love to read books. Thriller, horror, fantasy, romance, nonfiction, all different types. So if you're interested in that, click subscribe. It'll really help my channel grow, and make sure to like this video as well. On the day that you are watching this is December 13th, which means that there are officially only 12 days left until Christmas. Since why I am doing the 12 Days of Vlogmas, and I'm going to be doing all different types of videos for you, some sit-down videos, some vlogs about best books, worst books, books I want to read in the new year, did I hit my reading goals, all different sorts of stuff. I'm not going to tell you all this on the agenda. However, I just want to say this is probably the most chaotic Vlogmas. Is it the night before this is supposed to air and it's 11 o'clock and I haven't filmed this yet? Yes. Have I filmed anything else? No. Is my office a complete mess? Absolutely yes. You literally cannot look at it right now. I had to look for something for Secret Santa the other day, and I had to take out our Christmas decorations, and my office is a mess. But we live, we're thriving, we're wearing Jurassic Park, nothing can be better than that. Okay, so today's video is actually going to be the one with my TBR, or the end of year reading plans, and I know it's December 13th, I know that is already extremely late, but you know what, you're gonna love me anyway, and we're just, like I said, this vlog is chaotic, and we're just gonna roll with it. So I am not doing my friends themed TBR game for December because honestly I have too many books that I am honestly in the middle of that I need to wrap up, especially over these 2 weeks that I get for break because I'm done with work as of Friday and I'll be done until January 3rd. So I plan to fit in all of the last minute reading that I possibly can because I'm finally out of my reading slump with little baby. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is instead just share books that I hopefully will get to before the end of the year for day one of Vlogmas. So with that, we're going to start with 2 vlogs that I for sure want to release before the end of the year and the books that are going to be going into that. And then books that I am literally like in the middle of. Some I've more recently gotten into the middle of. Some I've been in the middle of for months and I need to finish them. It's time. So let's see what I've got on the reading docket for December. Okay, first we're going to start with the Goodreads thriller vlog that I am currently in the middle of filming. I've read 2 out of the 5 books I need to read for that. So I wanted originally to read the top 20 of the Goodreads thriller like choice awards. However, I had only read like I think 4 or 5 of them at the time, which was surprising because I've read a lot of thrillers this year, but the ones that I read were not on there, and the ones that I just happened to not get to were the ones that were on there. And so I was going to do that, and then I realized I just don't have enough time for that. And so I quickly changed it to the top 10, and I've already read 5 of them. So the 5 that I've already read, I'm going to remember, is The Maid, which that's the one I voted for, A Flicker in the Dark, which I honestly probably would have voted for that had I finished it before voting was closed. But The Maid, A Flicker in the Dark, The Paris Apartment. There are 2 others that I simply cannot remember, and so I will simply put them on the screen, the other 2 that I've already read in the top 10. But there are 5 that I have not gotten to yet, and so my plan is to read those for a vlog so I can see, do I actually agree that these are the top 10 thrillers of 2022. So that includes The It Girl, which I actually just started today, so I have to read this. All Good People Here by Ashley Flowers. I've heard great things about this. Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister, which I've already read by the time you are seeing this, but I'm not going to tell you my thoughts on it just yet. Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn. I have also read this at this moment, and I'm not going to tell you my thoughts on that yet. And The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. Now, technically, the 3rd book in the series is the one that was in the top 10. But I am not going to read the 3rd book in a mystery series. That sounds stupid. And I'm surely not going to read 1, 2, and 3 by the time the year ends. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll fly through it. But I figure it's good enough to read the 1st book in the series. So that's what I'm going to do. And if you don't agree with that, oh well. It's my TBR, not yours. I can do whatever I want. So those are the 5 books that I'm going to be reading for that thriller vlog. So I realized basically right after I filmed the Christmas section of this video that you're going to see next that I did not explain what any of these thrillers that I'm reading about are going to be. So I'm going to give a brief synopsis of those super quick. So Thursday Murder Club. In a peaceful retirement village, 4 unlikely friends meet weekly in the Jigsaw Room to discuss unsolved crimes. Together they call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. When a local developer is found dead with a mysterious photograph left next to the body, the friends suddenly find themselves in the middle of their first live case. They might be senior citizens, but they are cleverer than most. As the bodies begin to pile up, can our unorthodox but brilliant gang catch the killer before it's too late? So this is like I believe they are all an all-man Thursday Murder Club. And then I'm reading a Senior Spies Killers of a Certain Age one. So I'm reading 2 senior, like, mystery novels this month. And this one, which I've already read. So it's about these 4 women. They're like the deadliest assassins in this international organization, or they were, but now they're 60 years old and they're retiring, but they're not actually retiring. Everyone in their organization is trying to kill them and they don't understand why. So they have to try to figure out why they're being offed while also like be better than the people that are trying to off them and not get killed themselves in the process. And like I said, I've already read this one. I'll give you my thoughts on it later. Then we have Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister, and this is a time loop or time travel one, so if you're interested in that, then that's great. Basically, our main character, Jen, sees her son, Theo, kill somebody in the middle of the night, and she's like, why did he kill this person? And then she ends up going back in time to, like, figure out how the, like, turn of events happens, and she goes back a really far time, and if she alters the past, will it change the future, and all sorts of stuff. And this one I also did really enjoy. I will at least say that, but that is that one. So if you're interested in time travel, this might be one that you want to check out. Then we have All Good People Here by Ashley Flowers. I don't know much about this one for sure. All it says is, everyone from Indiana remembers the infamous case of January Jacobs, who was discovered in a ditch hours after her family awoke to find her gone. Margot Davies was 6 at the time, the same age as January, and they were next door neighbors. In the 20 years since, she's grown up, moved away, and become a big city journalist, but she's always been haunted by the feeling that it could have been her and that the killer has never been brought to justice. When she returns home to help care for her uncle after he's diagnosed with dementia, she feels like she's walked into a time capsule. Everything is exactly the same. Then news breaks about a 5-year-old missing from the next town over, and it sounds similar, and so she vows to find Natalie and to solve January's murder once and for all. But everybody seems to be hiding something, and the deeper she digs into the girl's disappearance, the more resistance she encounters, and the colder her January's case feels. Could the killer still be out there, and is it the same person who took Natalie? And what will it cost to discover what truly happened 20 years prior? So, like I said, I'm excited to see what this was about, and this one actually is the shortest of them all. It's less than 300 pages, so you know, that's a good sign for Rainy. And then last one is The It Girl by Ruth Ware. I have never read a Ruth Ware yet, so I'm a little hesitant. I don't know whether I'm going to love her or not, and also, like, the first one I'm starting with is like 450 pages, but it is what it is. So this one is about April Clark was the first person Hannah Jones met at Oxford. She was basically the it girl. She pulled Hannah into her orbit. They had a group of devoted and inseparable friends during their first term. By the end of the year, one of their friends was dead, or April was dead. Now, a decade later, Hannah and Will are expecting their first child, and the man convicted of killing April, former Oxford porter John Neville, had died in prison. She's relieved to have finally put the past behind her, but her world is rocked when a young journalist comes knocking and presents new evidence that Neville may have been innocent. As she reconnects with old friends and delves deeper into the mystery of April's death, she realizes the friends she thought she knew all have something to hide, including a murder. So, this kind of sounds like In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead, where it was like 6 people in a group, one of them dies in college, and then 10 years later they go back to a reunion and they try to actually solve this murder. It kind of sounds like that. I don't know how this is going to be, but I'm excited to get to it, and hopefully I really enjoy it. We have, of course, a cute little Christmassy romance vlog that I care to do. I have at least 3 books physically, one that I plan on buying soon, but if I don't buy it soon, then I'm just going to take it out of that video, but I'm for sure reading the 3 that I'm about to show you. I am buddy reading Love Light Farms with my friends Brittany, Neva, and Kelsey, and we are starting this hopefully this weekend on Neva's 24-hour sprints, which you should totally join us on. It's on Reading with Neva. And so that is Love Light Farms. This one's really cute. Apparently it's like, I think a Friends to Lovers one. In an effort to save the Christmas tree farm she's loved since she was a kid, she enters a contest with Insta-famous influencer Evelyn St. James. With the added publicity and the $100,000 cash prize, she might just be able to save the farm from its financial woes. There's just one problem. To make the farm seem like a romantic destination for the holidays, she lied on the application and said she owns Love Light Farms with her boyfriend, only there is no boyfriend. Enter her best friend, Luca Peters. He just came home for some hot chocolate and somehow got a farm and a serious girlfriend in the process. Now, this is a 3 or 4 book series. I think only up to the 3rd book is out, but I'm very excited to get to this. I've heard it is super cute and that everybody loves it, so that's the first book that I'm going to read for that vlog. And then the second book I have is A Merry Little Meet Cute by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. I've only heard good stuff about this so far. So this one, it says, it's a steamy plus-size holiday rom-com about an adult film star who is semi-accidentally cast as a lead in a family-friendly Christmas movie and the former bad boy pop star she falls in love with. So I love that it has plus size representation. The only thing that's a little bit deterring me is that it's over 400 pages long, and I don't see why a contemporary romance needs to be over that long. I think that's a little bit overdone, but you know, it is what it is. So we also have this on the docket. And then we have Kiss Her Once For Me by Alison Cochrane. She also wrote The Charm Offensive, which I have not gotten to yet. However, I plan on getting to that at some point. This one says, a year ago, recent Portland transplant Ellie Oliver had her dream job in animation and a Christmas Eve bookstore meet-cute with a woman she fell in love with over the course of a single night. But after a betrayal next morning and the loss of her job soon after, she finds herself adrift, alone, and desperate for money. Since finding work at a local coffee shop, she's just getting through the days until Andrew, the shop's landlord, proposes a shocking, drunken plan. A marriage of convenience that will give him his recent inheritance and alleviate Ellie's financial woes and isolation. They decide to spend the holidays together at his family cabin to keep up the ruse. But when Andrew introduces his new fiancée to his sister, Ellie is shocked to discover that his sister is Jack, the mysterious woman she fell for last Christmas Eve. Now, over one very festive week, Ellie must choose between the safety of a fake relationship and the risk of something real. So it is a sapphic romance. I'm very excited for this. I have heard fantastic stuff about this book. All my friends are ranting and raving about it, so I cannot wait to get to it. And then I am also hopefully going to be reading Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey, which came out last year. I think all I've heard really about it is that it's about a girl who I think is an ex-convict or something like that, and she walks by this like shop with like, you know, the display, and she basically is saying how ugly it is, and the guy that owns the store happens to hear her over saying that and saying, oh, well, if you could do better, I'll hire you to like redesign it, and then they get into like this steamy, spicy relationship. I think that's the best summary I've ever done on this channel, if I say so myself. But yeah, so those are the 4 books that I'm going to be reading for that Christmas read-along. Let's talk about the one book that I am reading for a book club this month, because all of the book clubs that I am currently part of, I've either already read the book that they're reading for December, and yeah, basically that's it. I've already read all the books that they're reading for December, so that's actually pretty great. I am reading Magic Lies and Deadly Pies by Misha Pop for Lexi and Michelle's readathon or read groups. I don't often do their book clubs, but I've been wanting to read this book, and I saw that this was the book for December, and it looked really cute. I think this one, it just says, Daisy Ellery's pies have a secret ingredient, the magical ability to avenge women done wrong by men, but Daisy finds herself on the receiving end in Misha Pop's Cozy series debut. So I think she accidentally killed someone with a pie, and it turns into like this killing people with pies business. I'm not really sure. I've heard it's turned into a series now, but this looks super cute. Cozy mystery. Super excited to get to this. And then I will leave you with 5 books that I'm currently in the middle of that I need to finish come hell or high water, because this is getting a little ridiculous. Now trust me, there are more than 5 books that I'm in the middle of, but these are the 5 I'm committing to because I'm the furthest between all of them. First one is Praise by Sarah Kate. I started this book, I kid you not, in like September. And I don't hate this book. I really am enjoying this book, but I just can't seem to finish it. I don't know what's going on. I'm like 50% done with it, and I absolutely love it. I don't understand. But, so this one is about a girl who she breaks up with her boyfriend, or her boyfriend breaks up with her. He's a dick, basically. And she has to get her half of like their last month of rent back, but like he gave it to his father, so she has to go visit his father's estate. And when she gets there, apparently he thinks it's his new secretary and like asks her to kneel before him, and she's really confused. And then he realizes, oh my god, you're my son's ex-girlfriend. And but then she wants to be the secretary, and so it's like her having like a relationship with like this much older man, her ex-boyfriend's dad. And I'm absolutely loving it. I really am. I don't understand why I haven't finished this book. I'm literally at the 50% mark. This needs to change. Then we have a book that I'm at the 42% mark of, and that is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I am loving this book. I am not hating this book. I'm having a great time with this book. I will say, as soon as I dive back into the book, I remember exactly what has happened before, so it's one of those books I can easily get back into. I don't know why it's taken me a year and a half to read this, but I started this in like March, and I'm still 42% of the way through, and I do not want to DNF this, so I gotta get through this. This video is to push me to do the dang thing. And we have a book I'm only 10% into, but honestly it's not that long, so I know I could get it done, and that's The Last to Vanish by Megan Miranda. This one is just about this girl that she manages this inn in the mountains of North Carolina. Tourists are drawn there, but it's also notorious for being the last known location for 6 different visitors who have vanished without a trace over the past 3 decades. And when this journalist comes to investigate the story, he disappears himself, and then after months without any leads, she's shocked When the journalist's brother checks into the passage inn one evening, knowing how cold the case is, she cannot but feel for him. She's familiar with how the locals tend to close ranks to outsiders, but it's not until she discovers new evidence that she realizes how very little she knows about her coworkers and neighbors and just how dangerous that can be. So like I said, I'm only 10% into it, but it's only like 300 pages, so I'm pretty sure I could get this done. Then I'm 38% of the way through Temper by Lane Fargo, which was Haley Hughes, Queen's book club pick for last month, and I'm also really enjoying this. Like I said, I can't really explain why I'm not finishing these books. Like, I don't know the answer to that, so I need to finish this. But this one is by Lane Fargo, the same person that wrote They Never Learn, which is one of my top books of this year. And this is this actress named Kira who has been struggling in Chicago theater scene for a while. Catches the role of a lifetime. She has to work alongside Malcolm Mercer, who is a director who's known for pushing his performers past their limits on stage and off. She's convinced she can handle him, but the co-founder, Joanna, is another story. Joanna sees Kira as a threat to her artistic aspirations, her twisted relationship with Malcolm, and the shocking secret that she's keeping about the upcoming production. But as opening night draws near, Kira and Joanna both start to realize Malcolm's dangerous extremes are nothing compared to what they're capable of themselves. And, like I said, I'm loving this book, but I'm just not finishing it. I don't know. And then last but not least, I'm 12% of the way through Such Sharp Teeth by Rachel Harrison. However, I do want to finish this book because I'm very much enjoying it. It's a werewolf novel. It's just about a girl named Rory who she returns to... It's about a girl named Rory who has to move back to her hometown because her twin sister is pregnant and estranged from the baby's father and needs support. And when she moves back, she runs into an old flame and she hits a large animal with her car. It's a werewolf. She gets attacked, but then she starts turning into a werewolf, and so it's a hilarious horror book. And I'm 12% in and I'm really enjoying it, so I plan on finishing this come hell or high water. And so those were all the books that I plan on either finishing or starting or reading in December. And yes, it's a lot, but I have 2 weeks off, so I think I can do it. And then I will be all caught up and I'll probably have read around 115 to 120 books this year, which is really great considering I read 32 last year. So, I hope you really liked this video. I hope you're going to have fun. Then the 12 days of Vlogmas, get ready for day 2. I do not remember right now what day 2 is going to be, so it's going to be a surprise, but there will be 12 videos leading up to Vlogmas being over on the 24th of December. Alright, with that, I will catch you guys in the next video.